The MrBeast allegations are coming in thick and fast. Ever since the Ava Chris Tyson situation completely blew up, there have been multiple people coming out of the woodworks to really just take shots at MrBeasts. Obviously the biggest one being Dogpack404, who of course has uploaded 2 videos at the time of recording, one titled I work for MrBeast, he's a fraud, and the other being I work for MrBeast, he's a sociopath. And you know, Dogpack has a level of credibility about him now, because he's obviously provided receipts, proof, evidence to back up all the claims that he has been creating with throughout his series. All right, and you know, he's always backed it up with proof. And there have been multiple people that have also tried to replicate what Dogpack has done. One person in particular is someone who came out yesterday called Ty Orr. Now, Ty Orr used to work for MrBeast, well, sort of. He's just uploaded a video which was titled MrBeast Stole My Ideas, He's a Thief, and basically says, stole my ideas, paid me nothing in the thumbnail. But as you can see, obviously, this is the first upload that he's done in the space of around a year. His YouTube channel's got around 30,000 subscribers. But I do feel like there's well, I watched the video throughout its entirety, and I'm going to talk to you about my opinions on it, because I found it interesting. You know, obviously the guy came with receipts, he provided evidence to back up his claims, but there were a few things in this where I was like, you had me, and now you don't. Alright, and what I mean by that is, in the video, he goes on to talk about how he worked for MrBeast. Sort of. He got an internship kind of application opportunity. He had to provide evidence for stuff. So I'm just going to go through that part, and then I'm going to go through the little disgruntlements that I've got regarding this situation. So he obviously worked for MrBeast here, so
Chris Tyson to thank for allowing me to have this platform to tell my truth. February 2nd, 2024, I went snowboarding like I normally do, and I got an email in which I thought was a scam. I mean, for real, look at this. Even you would think the same thing if you got a random email saying MrBeast follow-up when you didn't even remember reaching out in the first place. Whether that's true or not, I certainly don't remember reaching out to him. In my line of work, I work for big name YouTubers, mostly in the sports niche, but it has its range. I've done videos for House of Highlights, Game Day, Zach TTG, Jesser, Papa Stanimus, Not So Air Jordan, and then I currently edit for MMG. Not to mention I did do the 2022 NFL playoff commercials. So it's pretty normal to have people reach out to me because they seen my work from other creators and all the other work that I've done for them. So when I got this email, I decided to give it a chance. I responded in the email, and then I proceeded to post a Facebook post because I was so happy.
Right, so there you go. So it's a bit of brief background on him. He's a video editor. He always wants to be a content creator, and he edits for some big name people. Okay, and basically he got the internship, and he had to go through and, well, not internship, it's more of a application process. So we got an invitation to go down and work on some videos, but he had to provide a little bit of work to begin with. So I'm going to go through that now on this.
And your travel arrangements. Now, this is the most important email of all. What they want me to do is to do 2 video prompts. Attached, you will find 2 video prompts. Pick one that inspires you the most and document and write out how you envision it. Really let your creativity flow and assume everything is possible. So in each of these prompts, one of them is the world's most dangerous trap room, and the other is 24 hours to spend $1 billion. I went with the world's most dangerous trap room because spending $1 billion in 24 hours just seems kind of boring and, quite frankly, linear. I think I have more creativeness than that. That's just not something I want to do. And then, like we mentioned before, this is Leslie sending me an email. Thanks, Ty. Are you able to fly in on Tuesday, be on office Wednesday through Friday, and fly back out on Saturday morning? Of course, I said yes, and she gave me all my travel info. So now we're going to get into like the more just deep in the details here. So like I said, if I don't show proof, don't assume that I'm telling the truth.
So this is something that he says throughout the video, kind of to back up his credibility. If you don't see proof of what I'm saying, then, you know, assume I'm a liar. And it's a pretty fair way to go about it. You know, he does back everything up that he says. So he obviously says there that he's going to go down the route of the trap room video. And this is where it gets interesting.
Something about spending $1 billion in a day in 24 hours, and the other one was the world's most dangerous trap rooms. So we're taking a look right here. I have the prompt, and it says the world's most dangerous trap room. And in my intro, I have PT hallway, I have the elevator, I have the Squid Games glass challenge, I have bloodthirst, and I have mole maze. And within these things in my prompt, I do have like variations. So first one, I can see the variation. So right here, underneath elevator, I wrote one thing: the ultimate goal is to escape the elevator before it reaches the top floor and the bottom falls out beneath you. But I also have a second variation: pick, lock, tool, groove, chain in the wall. Goal is the same except the elevator moves a little faster. Move the chain object, lock, pick, tool to unlock the locks on the roof, and the elevator reaches the top. So you ever play those games where there's like a little plastic thing and it has grooves all over? It's like a maze, and you got to move that ball through. Well, essentially that's what I did for this video, except you're chained to the thing and you got to move the ball through the grooves with the key that has a key on it, so you can reach one lock. And there's locks on each 4 corners of the elevator. So when you get this lock, now you got to go through the maze again. And now you got to go and take this lock out and like that, so you can escape the elevator. If you don't, the whole thing just plummets to the ground. I thought.
So that was one of his ideas for this video, but then as you fast forward through, there's another one here.
Obstacle course will change depending on the distance made. Start from one platform to another to advance. Safety harness will be eliminated due to the net underneath the platform. Now, with that, so we have an idea that I wanted to do. So I want to talk a little bit more about my experience of being at the MrBeast warehouse. I've never once personally ever signed an NDA. In all my emails and all my correspondences and all my text messages, I have never once ever signed an NDA.
There you go. So he goes on to talk about that. And then he goes on to talk about his experience at the MrBeast warehouse. Obviously, if you've seen videos of the MrBeast warehouse, you know it's absolutely enormous. And he goes on to explain the hierarchy. That part is very interesting. But then he goes on to talk about how his ideas... there's basically a whiteboard, or all the walls are whiteboards. So what you can do is, if you've got an idea, you write it on the wall so you don't forget it, and then you can go back to it later. And that's what he goes on to talk about here, because this is all relevant, by the way.
Videos and proof of what I did. From here on out, I'm going to start speaking more theoretically so I don't get sued. So there may or may not have walls in the MrBeast studio where they're all dry erase marker, where you can just write anything. So if you have an idea, you're like, oh crap, I don't want to forget it, right on the wall. This is a picture of my pitch that I wrote. So you see right here, you get really close. Bloodthirst, let's see, elevator, let's even get close. Glass challenge right here. PT hallway, sound familiar? It's my prompt. So this is what I pitched to Hoodie. This is what I pitched to Hoodie, and I didn't.
Hoodie was one of the higher-ups that he was kind of corresponding with at the time, just for context.
Put my variations in there. I just put the ones that I wanted, and I verbally said my variations just in case they didn't like my original ones. This is the world's most dangerous obstacle course. So C1 has been working on this with me and the other guy, I don't know his name, and we're working on, like, as you can see, the intro, the hook, the money mechanic. Right here, we're looking at, this is the most important part, it's just rooms. When I saw rooms, when we were brainstorming rooms, I'm like, dang, okay, rooms. I just did a prompt on the world's dangerous trap rooms. This is perfect. I can do this. It doesn't exactly follow the obstacle course, so I can kind of use my room idea with this. I mean, if you look at these ideas, whatever, it doesn't matter. The one thing that I'm looking at the most is all the way at the bottom. It looked like it says Marlo, but it says Mario. Mario is my was my idea. I'm inspired by Mario because my kids love the Mario movie.
So then he goes on to explain why he chose the idea Mario. His dog's called Mario. He proves that his dog's called Mario. He literally brings all of the receipts. And then he finds this on the wall.
An obstacle course in the air, but like somehow incorporate it with the Mario idea. Somehow just, I don't know, somehow do that. This is a picture that I drew for this pitch for this idea. And I realized that, you know what, I couldn't do the floating block, so I wanted to make sure I can do it another way. So I had an idea of a truss with 4 cranes holding it up, and I wanted to be able to go across it. That was just the first section of it. Because if you look a little bit more to the right of this picture, there's like a helicopter and a guy hanging from a ladder, and there's platforms down here, 1, 2, and 3. There's platforms right there. That was just the first section of it. I wanted the intro of the video to be something so outlandish, so crazy that a viewer had to keep watching. I did steal the no net at the bottom. I call it a net, or no, not no net, a net down there. That's why it says a net down there, because it's just a joke that we thought was funny. But I did steal that from one of the other Mac videos. I just figured, why not? It makes it such much of a better video.
Anyway, now that you've got a bit of the context about like his ideas and all the rest of it, he then gets disgruntled because he was then told that there wasn't actually a position for him at this current time. MrBeast's team are going through a bit of a change up in staff and there just wasn't space for him, so he didn't get the job. He thought, yeah, cool, whatever. But then what annoyed him was when this tweet from MrBeast drops.
Not a single word until I saw this on Twitter. Just uploaded the most insane video we've ever done. Go watch. Take a look at this picture. Take a good hard look at this picture. Does that remind you of anything you've seen so far? Does it remind you of anything you've seen remotely close to it? Or does it look like the exact same thing that I drew? The exact same thing that I pitched? Everything. Do you want to know how much I got paid for that? Zero. I didn't get paid a single dime. This man, this company, his employees not only took the time to exploit me, to have me work for them under the false pretenses of a job that wasn't, you know, that they weren't available or able to give at the time. Yet they had many people go in and out, in and out. On my second day, there was like a different group that I saw the day before, and then they were on their last day, and then on my last day there was a group of people that was their first day.
So basically what he's alluding to there is a revolving door system where teams would come in and out all the time, and he's basically saying that MrBeast is bringing these people in on the pretense that they could potentially get a job, but then when they all write their ideas down, they're like, sorry, there's no positions for you, but then take the ideas anyway without paying the people for or crediting them for the ideas. Now, obviously, up until this point, I mean, there was a bit at the start that I'm going to show you, which I was a bit like, okay, this could lead to something. But up until this point, I was like, damn, this guy's got really good points. He is the next Dogpack 404. He's got some fantastic videos lined up to, you know, that could really expose the truth behind the scenes of MrBeast. And, you know, he's got the platform now and people are listening. And I was like fully on board, about to subscribe and to follow along until we get to the very end of the video. Now, the budget for the for this challenge was or this entire video was $1.7 million. Okay, that's what he was told. He said, come up with an idea for a video. Here's your budget, $1.7 million. Now, because they've stolen his idea, allegedly stolen his idea, this was his caveat at the end of the video.
Do this. So I'm asking you guys, if you believe everything that I've said, there's without a doubt in your mind, you're like, you know what? I like the proof. I like what I saw. I want to help this guy out. Please help me out. I'm going to start a GoFundMe. We work too hard to be stomped on by these guys, to be trampled by these people in power. And who?
Now that straight off the bat, I was like, damn, this is crazy. Now, obviously, the GoFundMe, I was just like, you've lost me. You've lost me. Like, clearly, this is now an attempt for some attention-seeking money grab, you know? And then when he starts out the video, like this...
Everything I'm about to say is 100% true, and if at any point I say anything that may be controversial, suspect, or too good to be true, and I don't have the evidence to back it up, then call me a liar, but I guarantee you that won't happen. Ever since I was a young kid, I always wanted to be famous, and it wasn't until in 2018 of November that I knew that I wanted to be a YouTuber.
Straight off the bat, there you go. So he says straight away, I always knew that I wanted to be famous. And in 2018, in November, I knew I wanted to be a YouTuber. Before this, so over a year ago, looking at his YouTube channel, he's had mediocre success. 9.6k, 4.4, 2.6, 3.2, 2, 1.1, 14, 850 views, 1k, 790, 885. Right? So you can see he had mediocre success so far. Then all of this MrBeast stuff comes out. Dogpack 404 says, I worked for MrBeast, you know, and this is my story. I also worked for MrBeast. He's a thief. 2.2 million views. So we can clearly see that there was an incentive. All right, so we've got an incentive at the start of the video. He's already said he wants to be famous. He's already said that he wanted to be a successful YouTuber. It didn't quite work out a year ago. Now this has come out, 2.2 million views, blown up. And then at the end, there's the GoFundMe. Now, interestingly, yesterday, the goal was set for $1.7 million. Absurdly set for $1.7 million. Bear in mind, you know, you do a GoFundMe for someone who's got critical care, needs finances for critical care. You know, they're fundraising, they're trying to support the channel. You know, maybe it's a content creator you've been watching for years and you just want to support that creator, like with Patreon or memberships or something like that. You usually invest in that person. This person, nobody really knew about until a couple of days ago when this video came out. So there's no vested interest in for the audience, but the GoFundMe has now been removed from the from this. Very interestingly, but like, you know, we can look down here and it's just people talking about how he's a good editor, blurred name, blah, 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 respected, and then YouTube definitely shadow banning this dude. Don't do a GoFundMe, arrest MrBeast lawyers, all the rest of it. So basically, oh, here we go. The GoFundMe goal of $1.7 million rubbed me the wrong way. Edit, he got rid of it. Alright, so he's a thief, now give me $1.7 million. Bro is tricking us by manipulating us on a $1.7 million GoFundMe. Edit, he deleted the GoFundMe and refunded everyone. Respectable move. So, you know, basically anyone that did put into the GoFundMe, he has since sent that money back to those people. Fair enough, respect it, but at the same time, it's just a bit like, wow. You know, you can see the incentive in this. Fortunately, you know, respect to the guy, he did manage to, he did refund the people. He didn't, you know, like take the money and run with it. He has said that he's got some follow-up videos coming, but even if we look at the like to dislike ratio, 2.2 million, almost 2.3 million views we can see here. It's got 143,000 likes to 12,000 dislikes. So, you know, it's a very interesting place to be. And also, with a video like this, he's got 30,000 subscribers. You'd think if people were willing to follow this guy and, you know, support him truly, you know, there might be some more subscribers coming in. But he's also put up a pinned post that says, I am truly sorry, every penny is being refunded. I want to have the people that rock with me support me. It was a boneheaded move, but really was no malicious intent. Again, I apologize deeply. I care about getting my story out there. I never thought this video would do anything like this. I was really happy knowing someone knew, even if there was 100 people. Okay, so, you know, he's apologized, sure, but I think this has kind of shot his credibility. The GoFundMe should never have been included. You know, the incentives, within the first 4 or 5 seconds, he had already said that he was doing, he wanted fame. He's always wanted fame. Was this video because of that? I can't say for certain, but what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. I think we could have had another Dog Pack 404 if he'd not included the GoFundMe and if he'd maybe not said about wanting to be famous. Maybe he was doing it for transparency. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. While you're down there, be sure to jump to get the hell out of that like button. Subscribe if you're new. Tick on my little bell so you get notified whenever I upload to the channel. And until next time, guys, I hope that you have enjoyed. Cannot wait to see you in the next one. And I'll speak to you later. Peace.